Hey gamers, it's Winmute here from Grind This Game, back with Oyxgen not included, the oil upgrade. And I've made a few modifications to the base since the last episode. I'll kind of talk through them here. So I insulated this growing room and extended it down a couple levels. And I put in a few Weezeworts because it was getting a bit too warm in there, so it's probably getting a bit cool in there now. I can probably uproot the Weezeworts, but I want to keep this at around 20 degrees. I am sending in CO2 that's been cooled down to about 20. So it got up to 30 somehow, I'm not sure. I guess because it wasn't insulated, but I can probably safe to uproot these now. So it should stay at 20 degrees because it's insulated. And that should be enough food for the, well, I'm going to aim for 20 dupes. Take on one more dupe and see how that works with food. I added a bedroom here. Check out our room overlay. So I got 4 bedrooms, 2 mess halls, and we still have lots of beds to spare. Well, not lots, but we have some beds to spare. With our new plastic, I made some traps and I put all our hatches in this little room here. So whenever we want to get rid of materials, we can just stick them in here and they'll just eat them all up for us. How are we doing for coal, actually? 135 tons. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that just yet. I moved this electrolyzer down. Before it was kind of up in this corner, and it wasn't getting enough oxygen into the base. It was kind of getting trapped here, so I moved it down, and I got a second one down here. And these algae deoxidizers, they kick in if they get to a certain temperature or pressure, but I think I might just shut them off completely, or at least lower the pressure, maybe down to like 400. Conserve our algae. The base is a bit warm. It's sitting at around 40 degrees, 35 to 40. 37 is optimal for the dupes, so it's not too bad. I should probably turn the pressure down on this thing. Actually, can set it to almost nothing, actually. This is just for water if they need to change out sinks. Actually, not sinks, washing stations. The sink should actually just point that way. Same with this sink. And this sink, I don't know how they got turned around. Added some more paintings. And the dupes are all like messed up right here. Maybe I can put the station back in. But for some reason they were just running here, putting on their suit, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off, and they're stuck in a loop. So I had to destroy this just to get them out of that loop. There's 2 dupes just sitting here forever. So there's some kind of bug there. Hopefully they get themselves sorted out. And I am kind of digging to the left here. I want to get up in here. Actually, they should be able to get in there now. And then I'll start exploring up and down here. Searching for that other water geyser. And the other thing I did with the traps down below here is trapped all of the slicksters that were in this pool here that I could get to and stuck them in this little room. And that's where I'm pumping all the CO2. And they're making crude oil like mad in here now. I think the tighter quarters makes them produce oil faster. I'm not certain about that, but we're not making petroleum fast enough up here. This water's getting a bit full in here. So we got 2. I added an oil refinery just because we were using up all the petroleum, and we're still using it all up. I guess there's not enough. The dupes don't have enough time down here to make enough petroleum. So this oil refinery allows priority, and this one does not. I don't know what's up with that. The piping's a bit of a mess. And occasionally they will drop their suits, and I think once they're like not hung up, they won't come and use them anymore, so I have to manually go in there and hook up their suits often, which really sucks. But that's how it's going, I guess. We have 7 idle, so we should probably start digging somewhere. I may come in and get this algae actually. And stick an airlock in there just so all our oxygen doesn't leak out. I had an interesting comment in the forums about my terrible base design. One of the major complaints was having all this empty space that the oxygen can just build up in. And it's a pretty valid point. The space I had up here was for expanding the bedrooms, because I wanted to eventually go up to 50 dupes. So that's why I have the space up here. And the other thing is that once the oxygen kind of builds up and pressurizes in the base, it's not like it's being that wasted. I mean, it's sitting there, but whenever they walk by, they'll be breathing it. I could potentially seal up this area here. It's not really doing any good right now. Oh, and I had a little bit of plastic ladder here. We had some extra plastic. I could probably extend that down a bit more. This is kind of the main artery, so upgrading this to plastic is probably a good idea. I'm going to put a statue in here. Maybe I will seal this area for now. It's actually not used for anything. It is used for airflow though. That's kind of one of the reasons it's there. It lets the CO2 fall out of the base. It can probably still do that through here though. So I'll probably cover these up. Keep an eye on CO2, see if it stays flowing down. Look at all these idle dupes. Let's get them digging. Oh yeah, I was going to come in here and get all this delicious algae. Someone can come get their brain rearranged. Let's get Bert in there. Get Bert in the hot seat. We got new dupes available. Let's see what we got here. Let's take Stinky on. That brings us to 20. So let's, I think that'll be enough. We'll just run that for maybe 50 cycles and see how everything goes. Okay, Bert, what'd you get? Regenerative trait. That's cool. Let's rummage through these lockers. I should get snazzy suits going on for everyone. That'll keep their stress down. Now, where should I explore next? Maybe up this way? Kinda gotta make a way for that polluted water to go, so I think I'll go this way. This could be a bit of a drainage pond here. And then we'll continue up. Actually, that's a lot of polluted water up there. We do have a lot of hydrogen building up here. That's not good. Should have enough. Well, let me bring this atmo switch down to 0, I guess. Let this suck it all out. Could probably use some more airflow here too. Can never have too much airflow. It's not great for decor, but it's great for the dupes. Oh, look at this area. It's all hydrogen. That's terrible. We got some crude oil up here. How did that happen? Crude oil. That's very bizarre. Huh. Now, I used to make oxygen off in a separate room and deal with the hydrogen, and that kept everything nice and clean, and then I would only pump pure oxygen into the base. It does require more energy though than just letting the hydrogen float up. There's more pumps involved. We do have surplus energy now. I put in another hydrogen generator that we're not using yet. Yeah, look at that. We're only consuming 2 kilowatts of 4. I might actually go back to my old way of doing oxygen generation in a sealed room. People say that's not a good way to do it, but that way you don't get hydrogen building up in the base. Yeah, so I'm probably going to move this electrolyzers in here. Seal this room off. And then pump the oxygen out into the base. I think I will do that. But I'm going to do that off camera because it's going to take a while. So I'll come back when that's all done. So I moved all the oxygen generation up here. And it's super rich up here. And I got 2 pumps. I probably need a 3rd pump or more to move all this oxygen out and down into the base. I'm kind of venting it here, here, and here. And I should probably put a valve here because the oxygen that's going down here is for the exosuits. Actually, I'm sending some down here too. Actually, it's not vented, so that's fine. Actually, I should probably cut that off. And put a valve right here. That way we'll only send a trickle down to those exosuits. We don't need to send much down there. So after all that, oxygen looks pretty good. It's nice and rich in the important areas. I should set this valve to something really small. Actually, the same amount is probably still going through. It's kind of funny. Maybe even smaller. Actually, I want it to back up in the pipe. But maybe it won't. That's fine. And I sealed up this area here because it's not being used yet. So I figured that would help pressurize the base. could do the same with this hallway here, because they're about to get in their suit anyway. Now I have 2 hydrogen generators here because initially there was tons of hydrogen here I had to get rid of, and one wasn't enough, it was backing up. It seems to be working now. They like to hang out here, probably because there's so much oxygen. And I should probably continue exploring. Because we gotta find more water geysers. Probably stick a ladder here so that we don't get too much polluted water spilling out. I think I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that I carved out this huge slime area here before I started this recording. And I let out, there was a few pockets of polluted water in this slime biome that I let them all drain into this area here. And I was pumping polluted water up to this area here because we actually ran out of polluted water. But now we're fine for polluted water, I think, for quite some time. So I turn this valve off. If we need more polluted water up here, I'll just bring it back up. And now this used to be all polluted oxygen, now it's all carbon dioxide. It's like a giant carbon dioxide sink. I extended our plastic ladder a little bit. Kind of as we make more plastic, I'll add some more plastic floors and ladders. Probably just ladders first though. Okay, here's a guy stuck in an infinite loop. This is what happens. Oh, maybe not. But before they would just sit there, taking off their suit, putting it back on, taking it off, putting it back on. Game's kind of getting too laggy to play again. Kind of wanted to do more with this base, but I mean, it's still playable, it's just very slow. Oh yeah, how's my exploration going over here? Oh good, they're up to this point. Full of germs though. Should probably get a deodorizer in there. Oops. Stick that maybe right there. Oh, there's more polluted water we have to deal with up there. So let's just go up to here, I guess. Got some more weezeworts up there. Wow, look at that oxygen. Now that's what we like to see. I guess sealing off those rooms made a big difference. Sealing that and that. And I can't really seal this because this is the main access way into here. That made a big difference. Adding a third electrolyzer probably helped. It's looking pretty nice. Let's take a look at our reports here. Generation removed. Oh, we're still net negative. Oh no, positive most of the time. That's good. How about food? Oh, negative, positive, positive. Oh, it's kind of even. I'll keep an eye on this. Oh, I forgot to dig out this algae. Just realized this isn't quite sealed because of this here. Probably replace that tile. Temperature is almost perfect in the base. Oh, not right there, but in most places it's actually a bit warm. Probably use a few more Weezeworts, or we could cool the oxygen coming into the base. What's it coming in as? 38. Yeah, we could put it through a thermoregulator. Could conceivably put that in here. That may heat up the room too much. And it would probably cool the oxygen too much, actually. It's coming in at a good temp. Okay, how's the ladder going? Oh, they're up here now. Guess we'll work our way up this way. See what's up here. Haven't zoomed out in a while. There's the base in all its glory. Good oxygen in the core. Actually, I haven't done much exploring. Oh, this is lava down here, though. Uh-oh. Suffocation. Where? Where is she going? What is she going up there for? That's weird. What? She trapped in here? Probably don't need that deodorizer there anymore. Oh look, it's getting really hot here. 53. It's from this, holy, this hot water. 73 now. Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode. Maybe a bit shorter this time than usual. Didn't get a whole lot done, but the oxygen situation is much better now. Pretty happy with this. We could probably even take on more duplicants. Oh, I thought we had 20. We're only at 19. Did someone die? I don't think so. Probably just miscounted. So we could take on one more next time at least. So hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, thanks for watching, and I guess we'll see you guys next time.